God always has something for you. A key for every problem, a light for every shadow, a relief for every sorrow, and a great plan for every tomorrow. This is just an example of a few different things, by the way. This is just giving examples of a few different things. He always has something for you of anything that you could possibly even imagine, This is just a few examples, and probably some of the most important things of things that you may face quite often, maybe even daily. He is a key for every problem, a key to the door that gets you out of there. And there's a lot, and with the key, here's the thing. Sometimes it's not hidden in plain sight. I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes God has a hold of it. It's in his pocket because he knows darn well that, if you had it in yours, you either would not use it because you're so pleasurable. What you're in right now, maybe you don't see that it's leading to potential destruction, but it is. But if it is going to lead to potential destruction, hopefully you find that. And then when you finally realize the problem, God will make that key known to you. Or here's the other thing. God is making you face something right now as a refining fire. But no matter what, God's always going to keep that key. He will give it to you. But let me just say this, there's many times we have problems. The key's right there in front of us. Sometimes we don't look down and we don't see it. Or we don't see that it's hidden underneath the doormat away from the enemy. We don't want to look for it, is the problem. But God does provide a way out of our problems. A light for every shadow. God is light, and in him is no darkness whatsoever. And as Christians, we should be shining the love and light of Christ. Not hatefulness, not anything else. The love and the light of Christ. But God will light your darkest days up. If you so let him, your darkest days, he will light them up. Relief for every sorrow. Your sorrowful times, sad times, difficult times. When you're crying, he's your comfort, Just sometimes when I just like to think of him hugging me, But maybe you don't always cry. Maybe it's just sadness. Maybe it's more or less depression or just frustration, whatever. God's going to provide you relief in some way. Don't go chasing things that only provide temporary relief. That is everybody's problem when they go through it. I'm guilty of that too. Sometimes you go for things that provide temporary relief. And that's problematic. Because many times they become more and more of something, oftentimes becomes addiction or a pattern that you repeat in your life. And in reality, they often lead to potential destruction. So be very careful. And make sure that you are seeking things that will give you lasting comfort, not just temporary. And a great plan for every tomorrow. Tomorrow is never promised. But here's the thing. If tomorrow is in God's will, there's no sense in sitting and worrying about it. Because it's going to come regardless. No matter what you do, it's going to come regardless. And here's the thing, if you think in the fact you're worrying about what's going to happen tomorrow, stop worrying. God has a great plan for the day. He knows everything, and with him, everything's going to work out. There's no need to worry. He's got this. Just put your faith and your confidence in him to carry you through. Y'all have a great and blessed day. I love you.